You are now tuned in to the award-winning Comic Section Podcast Network.
In a world where comic books have taken over the mainstream, where the geeks inherited the earth, where the nerds have taken over the turf.
Nerds!
From the TV screens and movie scenes. From collecting your favorite pop toys.
They're figurines!
Where cosplay is your freedom of expression. Where cartoons and animes are your absolute obsession. If you're looking for a podcast that shares that connection, you can find this and more in the Comic Section.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new issue of the Comic Section Podcast, issue number 287. I'm your host, Jason, alongside my very talented co-host.
Yo, in the next life, I want to be reincarnated as an eagle so that I can fly in the sky, Joel. It's Rigel.
Hey.
And there's no one here to sigh over my rhymes because Ant is away committing crimes.
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
Okay. Let's just go ahead. Let's just get this out of the way.
Okay, go ahead.
Find it very peculiar. Find it very strange. Oh my God. You know what happened this past weekend?
And
a certain someone is not here.
You know, some events just happened.
Some events just happened.
You know, and you know what? That is, yeah.
It's a little sus.
Little convenient.
Sus.
Little convenient someone's not here. But, you know, when Ant comes back, I'm sure Ant will, have their story on what happened. But I'm not going to lie. It is kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know. But other than that situation that everyone's talking about.
The moment it happened, for those of you who are not listening, I'm referring to the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. The moment it happened.
Yeah.
And my sister almost simultaneously texted me saying, like, he got hit.
Oh, my God. Yo, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I saw something on social media, but I ain't think nothing of it. It was kind of like, oh, okay, I see something on my timeline. Okay, right. Trump's having a rally. And I saw him kind of duck and then put his fist up. But again, I'm just scrolling. So I'm like, oh, he got it. So I didn't know the particulars until I started getting alerts. And I'm like, oh, wait, what happened? So, yeah. So, yeah, we gotta have a talk with Ant because
we gotta have a talk with Ant.
We're not sure. Just want to make sure everyone's accounted for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Make sure we're all good. Make sure we all know where AR-15s are too. Keep stock of that.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, but
ask if they need help with target practice.
Oh my
God! Just throwing it out there.
Man.
Look, I'm not saying anything one way or another. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Lee Harvey Oswald did a double tap. Okay.
Oh my God.
With a moving vehicle. All right. Jeez. They don't make them like they used to. The American men, we are weak now. All right. We are weak.
Man,
That's all.
I got you. I pick up what you're putting down. But other than that, though, how's your week been?
Oh, my week's been.
Because I was going to say.
It's been good. It's been good. It's been good. It's been a good week.
All right,
I am manifesting it as a good week. It's one of those weeks where, like, if I wanted it to really, like, get me and drag me down, I absolutely would. But I'm not letting it get me.
That's right. That is right. Yeah, man, because, last week, the Gruesome Twosome was out because we had Sean and Melissa Connell, the ringside edition, talking all that good WWE stuff and NXT and pro wrestling and all that. So, it's always, whenever they're on, man, it's like I just get educated. And I also, like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I am so, like, dumb in this field. Like, I know a little bit. I can hang a little bit here and there, but, there's levels. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
so, yeah, so shout outs to Sean and Melissa, as always, holding it down for us on our pro wrestling side of things. But yeah, I would say since then though, man, it's been an interesting couple of days.
For sure. There's been a lot that has dropped.
Yeah. So without further ado, you ready to go and jump into breaking news headlines?
Don't hold me back.
All right, guys, breaking news headlines, and man, unfortunately, we have quite a few condolences to give out. I know as of this recording, this news just broke, that we ended up losing Bob Newhart. Yeah, that was man,
iconic comedy legend Bob Newhart. Famous for roles like the Bob Newhart Show.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, he was in The Rescuers.
Yes, he was.
Damn.
Yeah,
and of course Elf, of
course. So yeah, he was 94, lived an amazing life.
Yes.
Also, R.I.P. Miss Shelley Duvall. Of course, we know her from McCabe and Miss Miller, Nashville, The Shining. The
Shining.
Come
God.
on, man. She passed away at the age of 75. Also, fitness guru icon of the 70s, 80s, Richard Simmons passed away.
The same day as the Trump assassination attempt.
Oh my goodness, yo. And we were
took the wrong one, God! You took the wrong one!
Man. Yo, and what's crazy is that we were just talking about, remember we were talking about the story that Pauly Shore wanted to play him?
Yes.
And then Richard's, I guess his estate was like, no, he's not really trying to do nothing like that.
Right.
But yeah, man. So passed away at the age of 76. And also R.I.P. actress Shannen Doherty. Y'all know Beverly Hills, 90210, Charmed. And she passed away. I know she was in fighting cancer, I believe.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she ended up passing at the age of 53. So it's just a lot, man. Like so much has happened. We're losing so many, great people, man, as far as just in pop culture, icons from all different walks of pop culture, man. It's just like, man, it's like, I remember as a kid, you hear the stories of like, okay, death comes in threes, but this is like, man, this is like, you gotta multiply now, man.
And it was really like kind of uncanny because I was actually thinking the other day, like we haven't had a good series of deaths that we have had to report on the show lately. And then it all just one by one, like dominoes.
Yeah. So, as always, whenever someone passes away, man, we encourage all of our listeners and viewers to go and, in your own way, pay tribute. Ours is always recommending you all to go back and check out their work, check out their iconic voice acting roles, art pieces, comic books, films. I mean, whatever genre they're in. I mean, I'm thinking about Richard Simmons, man. I remember my mom used to love watching Richard Simmons.
Oh, he was fantastic.
I'm like, my goodness, he got you up. Like, if you were around in the 80s for all my older folks out there, like, y'all remember Richard Simmons and like the infomercials and stuff, and it would still come on in the 90s. That's how it was insane. It'd be like late at night, but you would see, him always had the energy, man. So
the episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway with Richard Simmons in it is like one of the best episodes ever.
Yeah, man. It's it's a trip, yo. It's like, man, and that's another thing, man. A sign of us like, getting older, man. It's like the people that we used to watch for years and you're just thinking they're gonna live forever. It's like, man, this is wow. But again, definitely here at the Comic Section Podcast want to, send out our condolences to the families of all of those greats who passed away. And go back and honor them, pay tribute by checking out their work and just really like, man, like y'all were all amazing, all awesome. Oh, man. So rest in peace. And we'll move right on along to some big Emmy nominations that's been going out, man. I didn't even realize that the Emmys is right around the corner. But, middle of the summer, like fall's coming. And I know that it is kind of Emmy season.
The award season.
Yeah.
So the heat starts spicing up. That's when the Emmys come out.
That's when they come out a little bit. But yeah, so it looks like as far as leading the way of all nominations on the Emmys, no big surprise. Shogun, let's go. Come on, man.
Surprise. I still haven't watched the show. And I need to.
God.
I know I need to.
I was,
for shame on me.
No, you're fine. I'm jealous because you could binge it.
Oh, hell yeah.
You could binge it, man. It's definitely one of my all-time favorite shows, period. Like, but yeah, definitely shout outs to them. The Bear, shout outs to The Bear.
Yeah.
The Bear is killing it. So they had 23 nominations. Shogun had 25. And and also in the world, in our, pop culture comic book, fandom, looks like X-Men 97. They got some nominations. I mean, obviously the show was such a fire show, but it looks like, I want to say, what were they nominated for? I want to say. Obviously,
Best tearjerker.
Yeah, for sure. Visuals, animation, of course. But yeah, they got nominated. Also, Star Wars Ahsoka.
Damn.
Yeah, Ahsoka.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is Ahsoka nominated for?
Ahsoka is nominated for special VFX.
Okay.
For fantasy sci-fi costumes, sci-fi hairstyling, prosthetic makeup, sound editing with drama, comedy series, half hour, and animation as well. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Definitely with the prop makeup, I can definitely 100% see that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all that's awesome. I mean, no big surprise with Shogun. I think the big thing that's like really telling with all of that too is the fact that like all of this is streaming TV shows.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's not like even Netflix. Like this is Hulu originals.
Right. Yeah.
It is. It's, I mean, for one, it is awesome that it is stuff like Shogun and The Bear that like very much deserve it.
Yeah.
And it is fun too to like see like Star Wars stories too also get the little bit of a highlight and the nod for it.
Yeah.
It's good time to be alive. It's good time to be a nerd.
Yeah, for sure. And also, speaking of nerds, congratulations for some more nominations goes out to Invincible. Man. Shout outs to Sterling K. Brown. He got nominated for his work on the second half of the second season. So shout outs to Invincible doing it big.
Nice.
And Avatar: The Last Airbender. Let's go.
Whoa.
Yes,
what?
indeed.
The live action?
The live action was nominated for special visual effects in a season movie or sound editing as well.
Huh.
And man. So
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I still haven't watched that show.
Okay.
But like, I didn't see anything that looked particularly ugly with it. So that makes sense. That tracks.
So hey man, it's up right now, man. It's a lot of great TV out here, man. And it's funny you say that too, because one of the kind of glaring, I don't want to say it's too glaring, but one of the streaming platforms that you're used to seeing wasn't really as high. They definitely got nominations, but HBO or Max. Like this one,
Max.
Yeah. So this year's kind of been like they didn't really. They obviously it's HBO, so they definitely have quality. That's where you go, at least in my humble opinion. I'm like, when it comes to like quality storytelling, HBO is usually like the for sure one. But like you're saying, it's so awesome to see other shows that's like on Hulu and other these streaming platforms doing well. So big ups to them, man. It's I mean, honestly, I don't really care who win. You know what I mean? Truthfully, I'm saying I don't care who win because I feel like the nominations in those areas feels like wins to me, because I don't really care too much.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't really care too much for the actual like pageantry of it. It's like, to me, if you get nominated, like especially for a show, you know, like, oh wow, like I just feel like to me that's a win. That's just me. Now I hope they all win, but I just feel like, yo, that's dope. Like, so
it's kind of like when Godzilla -1 got nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
It actually did win one. That's extra great. But like, it was just great that they got nominated.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just me, but I'm just like, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I like the nomination more than the award, if that makes sense.
No, I mean, it means that like you did something substantial of quality that's like deserving of recognition, at least according to the Academy. Yeah. The powers that be.
But is there anybody that you wish to see win? If like, oh, okay, this should do it right here, or
let's see, in terms of like TV shows that have come out, like really, I mean, obviously, I really do think that Shogun, again, I haven't watched it yet, but I do think Shogun is like very deserving of that accolades. You know what? And this is going to be a hot take. I'm also very happy for anyone that wins, as long as it's not House of the Dragon.
Oh,
hit that bomb button.
Oh,
hit that bomb button. That's my hot take.
Really?
I'm not a throny. I'm not a throny, and I'm not a House of the Dragon guy. And I see them riding around on them dragons, and they're just they're having a little twink parade, and that's it. Just twinks riding dragons, and I guess that's what we do in the fantasy realm now.
Oh, it's just all dragons.
It's just all twinks riding dragons, plotting to destroy other twinks. The blonde mechanicians of the blonde twink is going up against the twink girl. Which dragon is the bigger dragon? I don't know. That's it. That's the plot of House of the Dragons, folks. One twink versus the other twink. Oh no, what happened to the other twink? Oh, he's got an eye patch on now.
Damn.
And that's it. That's it. That's the plot of there's some people that I'm pissing off
Yeah, very much
seriously
so.
right now. And you know what?
Yeah.
I don't care. Come at me with your twinks and your dragons, bro.
Yo, wait a minute. So, all right. See, and that's my thing, right? I'm not too much. I'm definitely not a throny, but so they're really like high on this show. Is it like?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you? So okay. So are you of the elk where I'm like, all right, are dragons played out now because of all of this? Because I ain't gonna lie, dragons have been in pop culture even more so. Like more than ever now. So is it kind of like, all right, dragons, y'all kind of overstayed y'all welcome. It's time to move on for something else.
Well, here's my thing, my friend. I will never say no to more dragons. We can use dragons all day, every day. Put a dragon in anything, it's golden, okay?
Okay.
You can use more dragons everywhere.
I got you.
It's the twinks for me.
Okay.
No, by that I mean like it is like it's just more of the bland politics of like it's not fun. That's what it should be. Like there should be an element of whimsy and fun in fantasy, and I feel like with the George R.R. Martin and the Game of Thrones kind of fantasy level, like it's gotten so wrapped up in trying to be like as dark and politically edgy as it can. But like, okay, but like, what commentary are you actually making? And like I'm sorry, but like if this isn't a real world that like I would want to live in or like have some sort of enjoyment out, like a D&D campaign or like reading the Lord of the Rings, like the Lord of the Rings gets fucking dark, folks. Actually read the books and you're like, George J.R.R. Tolkien, he definitely served in the First Great War, like shit.
Yeah.
But like regardless of that, there's still like an air of whimsy and fun to it. Like,
okay. Yeah.
So same thing with C.S. Lewis, Chronicles of Narnia. Like that's again another like good bit of that's very much a children's story, but still. But then you get Game of Thrones, and it's like everyone's either having sex or plotting to kill each other or killing each other while having sex, and the brothers and the sisters are incesting, and the dragons, the dragons are there, and they're an allegory for the nuclear warhead, maybe, I don't know, they're coming, and so one of them gets shot down in the sky by a giant crossbow, because that's just how you can kill a dragon now, I guess.
Yeah.
Nothing poetic about it. That's the dragons just to mean something, god damn it. Dragons just be an allegory for human greed and consumption, and what are they now? They're just giant lizards. They're just there.
They're just there.
They're just there. And I'm just like, no, man. You gotta
do something. Gotta do something, man. That's why I'm waiting for Double Dragon, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I need to see, man. You know, I know it's happening. I know it's coming. I want my Double Dragon, man. I want the two brothers to come together, and you know, they got the coin, and they slap it, and then boom. Double Dragon, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm waiting for. But all right, well, hey man, good luck to all the nominations or nominees in this year's Emmys, and best of luck to all of them.
Except House of the Dragon.
Except for
that one.
Except for that one. All right, well, we'll move on from that story. Looks like we got some news on the MCU front. It appears that the Russo brothers are coming back to direct the upcoming Avengers sequels. Now, there hasn't been anything officially announced. Of course, Marvel Studios are going to be at this year's Comic-Con. I'm like, oh, snap. So they're coming back. Hall H, they're doing a big presentation. But Deadline, I believe, reported that, it's kind of pretty much almost inked in. They're, working out the final little things to the contract or, the big business. You know how that go.
Right.
But obviously, Marvel had no comment because, I'm guessing the story kind of got out a little early. I'm sure that might have been one of the big announcements they were planning on doing.
I'm sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But somebody got the scoop, and apparently, the Russo brothers looks like they're coming back to, film the upcoming Avengers sequels. So what's your thoughts on this, man?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to give a little shout out, send out a little message, a little thought, a little prayer, some good vibes to our co-host Ant, who is not here today. And I just want to say, my friend, you are loved, you're respected. Put the piece away. We don't want any trouble. Okay, it's okay, man. It's okay. Okay, right. I know the Russos are bad. I know how you feel about the Russos, but it's okay. It's okay. We don't have to kill. We have to do anything.
Talk soft.
But anyway, so all that to say, I don't hate it.
Okay.
I'm like, I know that the Russos can be kind of played out and like especially with what they did with Infinity War and Endgame. It's like obviously there had a lot of supervision under Kevin Feige of how they would tie all that together and everything. But I'll give them credit for this. They did twice. They created some of the best MCU movies with Captain America, Winter Soldier.
There we go. Shout out to that.
And Infinity War.
There we go. Talk it.
They made an incredibly compelling villain out of Thanos. Like they are the ones that did that.
Yeah.
Like before that, they were just propping Thanos up to be like, you know, the big mean purple space guy. But then the Russos came along and were like, no, let's actually give him a motive.
Right.
That's not, you know.
Yeah.
So, all that to say, I'm not super angry of it. I'm kind of interested to see what the rest of the announcements are going to be. Especially like, are they actually going to be like changing it from the Kang Dynasty to something like, you know?
Yeah. Come on now.
Doom.
Yo, the Doom. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's do the Doom, man.
Give us that, maybe.
Come on, please. Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. What about you?
No, I'm looking forward to this, yo. My thing is I feel like Marvel, they're in obviously it's hard to be like staying on top, right? It's hard to get there. But once you're there, it's harder to actually stay on top. You're successful. You're doing your thing. And obviously, you know, Marvel Studios have been going through some roller coasters, obviously, ups and downs, peaks and valleys, right? And I would say right now, Marvel's in a place where you're like, okay, it could go either way, right? Like, so you want to get that adrenaline. You want that shot of like that booster energy that you need to get people, all right, ready to go again. And the fact that they're going to be at Comic-Con says a lot to me, because I feel like the past couple of years, I know Marvel wasn't there, DC wasn't there. It's kind of like, I don't know if Comic-Con's even going to be that place to go to see these presentations. Obviously, it's the place to go to get some comic books and, like, you know, the reason why Comic-Con was kind of there in the first place. But it's interesting because it's like, all right, now that Marvel Studios is coming back, that means they have things to say and things to discuss, because obviously we discuss things on here. I mean, obviously we've heard so many rumblings with Blade and losing directors and things like this is happening. It kind of feels like, okay, what's going on? And the fact that they're like, hey, we're coming out and we have announcements to make makes me think, oh, okay, so they have a plan. And for them to come out and I'm sure they're going to address certain things just to get people feeling like, okay, all right, let's get the momentum back. Let's swing this adrenaline back in our way. And of course, obviously you got Deadpool and Wolverine about to come out. Word is this could also be that injection of like, okay, cool. If this movie does well, it's going to make all the money. But if it is good and makes all the money, then that's even more like, okay, now I can't wait to see what Hall H is going to be. We know Fantastic Four is coming. We got Agatha. We got so many things that's about to, you know, let everybody see that I feel like, okay, bringing the Russo brothers back is, number one, they have experience and they need some type of familiarity to the audience out there. Like, okay, we know the Russo brothers, right? Like,
you gotta rebuild the brand.
You got to rebuild it. You know what I'm saying? You got to. So I'm looking forward to, you know, seeing what they do, and hopefully, like you, they they have to address the Kang situation, and hopefully they go with Doom. And hopefully. And if they don't go with Doom, I would say please at least like mention Doom, and of course X-Men. And I mean, so much they can do. I'm looking forward to it, and I just can't wait to see what they say. Definitely can't wait. But and trust you me, once it happens, you'll definitely hear about it from us for sure.
Oh, you'll hear us moaning like from pure ecstasy. That's like you'll hear almost like a sonic boom, like.
Right.
And you're like, whoa, what was that? Oh, that was just the boys at the comic section gooning.
Yeah.
Doom is now in the
Doom
MCU.
coming, man. I know. We all know.
Doom coming?
Doom
and that's
coming.
not all.
That's not all. That's all right. Well, definitely be on the lookout for that. And also, man, we got some more news in regards to, again, remakes. And I didn't know this was happening. Maybe you do or did, but the Running Man.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Running Man, the Stephen King story.
Yes, indeed. The Running Man is getting remade, and it's coming from Edgar Wright.
Oh, hey, hello.
Edgar Wright is going to be, being behind the camera for this one. And actually, he's going to be starring Glen Powell. You might have seen him in Top Gun Maverick. Also, the new Twisters movie that's happening. So, he's definitely getting some big roles. But yeah, he's set to star in the upcoming remake. Of course, so many people remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger 1987 movie, depending on how you feel about it. To me, classic, you know what I'm saying? But hey, depending on how you feel about it. But when I saw this news, I'm like, wait a minute, they're doing a Running Man remake? And I'm like, why am I not? I shouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? They're remaking everything. But we've talked about all these remakes ad nauseum, it seems. So I was wondering, I'm like, okay, have you seen the 1987 Running Man with Arnold? The Schwarzenegger.
I don't do it as well as Ann, but still. I don't think I have.
You haven't seen it?
I need to.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm surprised with myself that I haven't actually watched it already.
Yeah, man.
So, but I mean, as far as like remakes go, like again, it's always the thing, like they're going back to the same well, but like this is one of those things where it's like, you know what, this is weird enough, this is obscure enough. This is like when they remade Dune, where it's like, you know what, no, maybe we actually could use a remake of this.
Yeah.
It would make sense for them to do a remake of this. So I'm not mad at it.
And that's the thing. I'm right there with you. I'm not mad at it either, because with the story behind the Running Man, it's like, oh man, they so could do it. And it came out in 87. So that's more than enough time. They actually gave enough time for it to breathe to where it's like, oh, I remember that franchise.
Yes.
You can so do that instead of like waiting 5 years after you just made one thing. It's like, we're going to go back and redo it again. But
Ghostbusters.
There you go. 100%. But it appears that Glen Powell actually teases what to expect from it. Also, obviously working with Edgar Wright. He was saying that Edgar Wright was one of his dream directors to work with. And he said that fans could expect an outrageous adaptation.
Hell yeah.
He said that we've been going back and forth on script stuff, and it's been so fun. But he said the world that Edgar's developed on this thing is just outrageous, and we're just such big fans of the Stephen King book. And he's super excited about it. So
it is a legit good book. It's like, I think one of the first ones that he did earlier in his career, if I remember correctly, too. Yeah. Or at least it was something that he might have written under a pseudonym. I don't know. But anyway, go read it. It's good.
Yeah, 100%. And, but yeah, hey, man, I'm looking forward to this one. This is a remake that I am looking, and it's Edgar Wright, and you know how Edgar Wright gets down.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't know, man, do yourself a solid, man. Go check out Edgar Wright's filmography. And, once you're familiar with his style, it's like, oh my gosh, he could so do this.
We're worshiping the Dark Lord this Christmas season, folks.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
That's right. That is
Nosferatu's coming for you, baby Jesus.
It is. Mm-hmm. Oh shoot, that's right, yo. That's why that thing's even more evil. You're gonna drop it. You're gonna drop it on baby Jesus Day?
Yeah, of course I gotta.
Damn.
That's what we're going after.
Right in the manger?
Yes, of course.
3 wise men?
Oh yeah, screw the 3 wise men. Go on now, bump that. No 3 wise men. Just one creepy vampiric dude.
Oh my God.
Peering in the dead of night. Ah, yes, Virgin Mary. I see you have a baby Jesus over there.
It's a baby. Look at that baby. Just look.
Don't let that baby touch that water now.
Stay away from the water.
I'll get away from the water, baby. Don't you want that?
Oh my God. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that story. And another news though, switching to the world of DC. So we talked about Marvel a little bit. Now we get into the DC world, and I'm very intrigued to hear what you have to say, because I know DC is your jam.
Of course.
So looks like DC, they had a live stream on DC's YouTube channel a couple of days ago.
Oh boy.
And so it looks like DC has announced All In, a new absolute universe from Scott Snyder and Josh Williamson. Basically, he was saying that DC is launching a new publishing initiative titled All In. He said the purpose of publishing this is to bring everyone together with a shared goal, and that for All In, the goal is to celebrate comics. Williamson also echoed the fact that the entire plan is to introduce all new contents, but elevates rather than ignoring classic elements of DC's history. So he's saying that part of the initiative is that Snyder is helping DC spearhead a new universe, which is called Absolute DC, which will feature modernized takes on many of the most beloved characters. So they all can coexist along the current DC universe, if that makes sense.
So it's basically what they did with Ultimate Marvel comics back in the day, like back in the 2000s. Like, it is a completely separate universe where they can just do like a fresh new take on some of these old characters. Yeah. So instead of like resetting everything again, they're like, no, there's the main DC continuity, and then there's this other thing where we can focus on this other stuff and do whatever we want.
Right. And and apparently Snyder was saying that they've been, working on this for the past 2-3 years behind the scenes. And basically he was saying like the idea is to create like the greatest jumping on point for you and for many, many years to come. So it's kind of like, okay, cool. So like on a small scale, like, like All-Star and Earth One lines, like they kind of will have its own thing, but it won't be like you were saying a whole reset.
Right.
So, yeah.
So on the one hand, I love this. Okay. I think this is a great idea. I think this is something that DC has desperately needed for a long time. And like, they're obviously seeing the success because Marvel started to do another Ultimate Universe again. Those comics have seen a great amount of success. The Ultimate Spider-Man comics from this newer universe have been some of the best Peter Parker content we've gotten in decades. But on the flip side to that, the one thing that makes me kind of go about this is the fact that the guys who are spearheading this are Joshua Williamson and Scott Snyder, the two dudes who have been in charge of like most of the major events and like big picture storytelling for DC already, like for the past decade. Like Scott Snyder had like a huge monopoly on Batman for a while there. Josh Williamson, he did a run on The Flash, which was great for a time. And then he did like a few other like major events of DC and stuff. So to that I say, who else are you bringing in? Like, who is right? Like, I'll be more excited when they actually like start to drop titles and show us like, okay, what is the different take on these characters that like I truly haven't seen before. Like, what version of the Flash are you guys going to be doing? What's Superman going to look like in this universe?
I'm glad you, not to cut you off, I'm glad you brought that up. So I have an answer for you.
Okay.
At least for the first one.
Okay.
So DC's All In #1 will kick off the event in September, and then every book at DC will be coming together in October. So
all right.
One thing that's interesting is that it looks like the first one is going to be like a flip book, one side drawn by Daniel Samfier and the other drawn by Wes Craig. In it, half the story will be told from Superman's perspective and some from Darkseid's.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So, yeah. So kind of that's like a little tease, but that's coming out in September.
Huh.
So that just to answer that question, what Superman's going to be doing, and but yeah, it looks like this first flip book will be Superman, Darkseid, but like Superman's perspective, Darkseid's perspective. I'm like, ooh,
very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. I don't hate it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Again, I need just a little bit more than like it's going to be like their perspectives. Like, I don't know, is Darkseid a twink on a dragon this time? Who knows? Is Superman also a Twinkie boy and he's got a little dragon steed he'd be riding upon?
Could be.
It
could be, you know. I mean, is there dragons in DC?
Yes. Yeah, there are. Yes, there are dragons in. Yes, because Wonder Woman has fought dragons before, and then Martian Manhunter's turned into a dragon,
right?
And
is there like a definitive dragon, like the dragon?
Like how Marvel has like Fing Fang Foom or like
Yeah.
the fucker with Iron Fist. That's his name, the fucker from Iron Fist. Ancient dragon, fucker from Iron Fist. Rise from the abyss and let me plunge my hand into your heart.
Wait, who's Savage Dragon? Who's Savage Dragon rock with?
Savage Dragon?
Yeah. That's his own thing, right?
I think it's his own thing.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
I digress. I don't think there was like a dragon in DC. You know what? Let me
go ahead.
Let's do a Google.
Go ahead and Google it up real quick.
Let's do a Google real quick. What happens when I type in DC
the
dragon?
Yeah. But you know what? While you do that, though, it is smart for just to have something refreshing. But like you were saying, man, like they got so much backlash from resetting so many times.
Jesus Christ, you know it.
You know, so it's kind of like, oh, okay, this is good. So they're not going to reset. It's kind of like, hey, this is a great jumping off point. And plus, it makes total sense because now you got James Gunn and Peter Safran like heading DC Entertainment right now. So it's like, okay, makes sense. Superman's about to drop their movie this time next year. So you're under a year away. So it kind of makes sense. Like, all right, cool. Hey, DC Comics, let's go ahead and start a jumping off point. So, we're trying to get the audience back on. You already have your DC loyalists, but we got to get the new fans. So we got the new movies coming out. Let's go ahead and get these comics. And that way it's not too confusing for the general public, I would say. But yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a list of DC dragons. A few examples that they give are mainly Shazam dragons that he's fought. Like apparently the dragon that he fights in Shazam Fury of the Gods name is Layden. And he's in the comics a good bit. There's also another one that's like the 3 faces of evil that Shazam also fights. So I guess they have their own dragons, but I'm going, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about Shazam? I say that as a Shazam fan. Who gives a fuck about the Shazam fan?
Shazam
That's the real twink with the dragons. Mm-hmm.
God dang, really? Damn.
These hands are rated E for everyone, Billy Batson. I will punch a 10-year-old in the face. Come at me, bro. Come at me.
I like it.
You're going to this is how Black Adam's born. Shit.
Yeah, that's basically. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck. I'm not even Black Adam. I'm the fucking
Black Rigel.
No. You can't say that.
I can say it.
No, Ant's not here.
I know, but you're Black Rigel. Yo, that's amazing. Oh my God.
Shit.
Black Rigel.
It's about drive. It's about power.
It's black.
Watch out for that white boy. He devours.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man. But yeah, so be on the lookout, comic fans, DC fans in particular, September. This fall, DC, man, I'll see you. I'm going to have to pick out an issue or two, man. Got me interested.
It looks really interesting.
Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And it looks like that about wraps up our news and headlines. So as always, y'all, make sure y'all follow us all over social media at the comic section so you can stay in tune on all the latest news and headlines when they drop. All right. Next up, we're going to go ahead and go right on into coming soon previews. And we got 3 to talk about. Actually, we got more than 3 to talk about because I believe Beetlejuice 2, they dropped their latest trailer. Also, Stranger Things Season 5. They put up like a little behind the scenes montage of them getting ready to release Season 5, the final season, which is crazy. Definitely looking forward to that though. But we have 3 trailers to talk about. The first one is entitled National Anthem. Now, Rigel, have you heard of this new film?
Let's see. National Anthem.
Yeah, it's called National Anthem.
National Anthem. I mean, I've heard the National Anthem.
Right, you have heard it.
Oh, say, can you see
Very
my
patriotic.
balls to the wall? Skeet, skeet, motherfucker. Sweat drop down my balls.
Oh, man. Pledge. We pledge right here.
All these bitches crawl all across the wall. God bless Sydney Sweeney and Madam Web. Oh, say the... I'm done.
No, you know, I was saying you were going, man. I didn't want to stop. Round of applause, yo. What a
That's the national
performance
anthem
right there, man.
So yeah, what's the movie?
I
What's
rise
this
for
about?
that. You know what I'm saying? I see what I did there. Don't worry about it. But National Anthem is a new Western film by director Luke Guilford, which will explore the niche but exciting world of queer rodeo in an attempt to reclaim patriotism for those at the margins of American culture.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
Play this fucking trailer
You want
right
to play
now.
it? Let's play it.
You're Dylan, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I get this feeling that you don't have a ton of friends.
I'm not your mother.
I don't really have time for that. I'm usually just working.
I'm not your brother.
Parents aren't around.
My mom's around, but
Probably gonna be out real late tonight. I am not your son.
You're still here. Are you liking it?
I'm not a house key.
It's kind of a unique.
A key that you can always change.
Ever been on a bull? It's the greatest rush of adrenaline. It's like a first kiss.
Oh, say, can you see?
If we're gonna do this, I want you to know what it is.
well, what is it?
By the dawn's early light.
You must really love her.
Yeah.
Why do you have to make my life so hard?
My life is hard.
And the rocket's red glow.
Somehow seeing you living your life.
The bombs bursting in air.
Makes me feel like maybe things could change.
Day through the night.
Sometimes no matter how hard you try to make something work, it just isn't right.
No, it's just not love.
That our flag was still there.
No. It's still love.
All right. National Anthem coming soon.
I got the real national anthem for you right here. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
God, what have you done? You're a pink pony girl, and you dance at the club. Oh, mama, I'm just having fun on the stage in my heels. It's where I belong, down at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club.
Hey.
Yeah, no, this is gay and I love it. This is great. This is good. It actually looks like a very intriguing movie.
Yeah.
Definitely very, very queer. There's a lot of like gender identity like I thought it was just going to be gay cowboys. It's like, oh no, there's some some trans stuff going on in here too. It's very interesting. I like it.
Yeah, it's and the thing is, like with it called National Anthem.
Yep.
I'm like, oh man, this is such man. I can't wait because here's the thing, right? We're living in such like, oh man, the times that we're living in, like the political is like fever pitch. Obviously, you know, we're going to be having an election. The big presidential election is later this year. And yeah, it's just to have the movie come out. Hopefully it comes out this year. That would be amazing. But I'm sure, it may come out next year. But either way, though, man, this is going to be an interesting time to kind of like, and have people think a little bit. Obviously, it's going to piss a lot of people off too,
for sure.
Which is like it evokes something, and I love that. I love that. Like, oh man, it's going to. I can't wait. I'm just like, man, oh man. But yeah, I saw it pop up and I'm like, that's interesting because I didn't know anything about it. I'm like, all right. And then when I was looking at the title, I'm like, okay, I think this is probably going to be a kind of like a, could this be
one
like
of those, like Civil War thing.
Yeah. So, I'm like, okay. And then seeing it and getting like the breakdown, I'm like, oh, this is what we doing. All right. Okay. Well, again, we don't have a release date as of yet. It's just coming soon. So, hey, be on the lookout for it, yo. Be on the lookout, man. Check that one out. All right.
Gay Cowboys are coming back, baby. We need more down than ever.
There you go. All right. Well, since we're in the spirit of patriotism, the whole red, white, and blue national anthem, is only right that we get the teaser for Captain America: Brave New World. You ready to check this teaser out?
Oh boy, let's do it.
All right.
Wilson. Thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you for the invite, sir. I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look.
They said lose the mustache or lose the election. You and I haven't always agreed in the past, but I want to make another run at making Captain America an official military position.
And if we disagree on how to manage this situation, then what happens?
Work with me, Sam. We'll show the world a better way forward.
Sir, your inner circle's been compromised. Either you can't see that, or you don't want to.
What if it's a trap?
Global power is shifting. You're just a pawn.
You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers.
You're right. I'm not.
All right, where we go, man. Captain America: Brave New World. Hey, man, we're in the spirit of patriotism, man. So we went from the queer cowboy to the black Captain America, man. Yep. We are here, man.
Oh, the times they are changing.
All right, Rigel, what's your thoughts on this little tease that we have?
Okay, let's break it down a little bit because there's a lot going on. I'm actually a little surprised that they reveal as much as they do in this teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Because obviously, okay, big thing. Harrison Ford is General Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
And you see at the very end, Red Hulk is there.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we're getting Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk. At one point, you see the White House getting kind of rampage through, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a Hulk rampage right there.
Yeah. My God.
It begs the question of one. Because there's certain points where you see kind of a funeral scene taking place with a military procession, and you're sort of like, do they attempt to assassinate the president? And then it turns out they actually just inject him with the Hulk serum, and that turns him into the Red Hulk instead.
Yeah.
And then there's also there's the whole aspect of okay, if this is truly a Captain America story, what the fuck else is going on? Who is Giancarlo Esposito's
my guy? Come on, man.
Too?
That's who I want to know.
Because we're all looking at that are you supposed to be the leader?
Yeah.
Because they tried to set up the leader earlier, but wait, no, the other guy that was the leader previously was confirmed to be in this, so it's not him.
Right.
But
right.
I don't know, man.
And I'm looking at theories of is Giancarlo a bad guy or because he's just stone faced.
Right.
So we don't know. We don't get any inkling. I don't know, man.
So earlier, this movie was originally going to be called New World Order instead of Brave New World. And then they changed the title to Brave New World. I bet dollars to donuts it was because, you can't be too anti-American, I guess, because saying New World Order in a movie that's focused on Sam basically protecting the President of the United States.
That's a good point. No, you know what? And that's the thing. Yeah, you make a great point because I was wondering, like, dang. And then my thing is that, like, the Giancarlo Esposito, the whole. I'm wondering because there's been rumblings that your boy may be coming back. Steve Rogers. Chris Evans. There's been, rumor, just saying he would be out in the press. He'd be like, hey, I'm like, hey, I would be open to coming back in a way that's creative. That's what they say, things like that. So obviously, Steve Rogers is still around. He's just old. So I'm wondering how this is going to be. And then, yeah, man. Oh, but we are living in some times, man. I know if Ant was here, if you go woke, what that means.
Right. Yep,
so it's like, I don't know, man. I'm so wondering because this is a political season. You dropping these trailers during this time where everything's at like a fever pitch right now, and I'm like, man, oh man, but. Yeah.
Quick little thing because I was like, I just realized I never actually looked up to see who the director of this movie is. So apparently it's a man by the name of Julius Ona. He's a Nigerian American director.
Oh snap! Even more woke.
Yeah, even more getting real woke up in these parts. Woof. Woof. Most of his films are pretty normally unheard of. He did Loose in 2019. The Girl is in Trouble in 2015. The only other big movie that he's done, this is the thing I just saw, I was like, oof, wait. He did Cloverfield, the Cloverfield Paradox movie.
Oh, Paradox. Oh, damn.
Yeah. So that's what we have from the mind of this guy.
Okay.
So I'm just sort of like, okay.
We'll see. All right, we'll see. We'll see.
I am genuinely intrigued. I'm genuinely interested. I actually do like Sam Wilson as a character, and I love his take on Captain America. So I'm excited for that aspect of the film, if nothing else. There's just that, and I hate to be that guy, but there's that general fatigue of okay, this is another Captain America movie. It's all good and everything, but what are you guys doing?
Oh, what's the point? What's where you're going with it?
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
The president is now a Hulk, so
I got you.
What are you doing with that?
I got you.
Where's it going?
I feel you. I know with me, I'm looking forward to seeing more Isaiah Bradley. Now, I'm one of the few people, and I know Ant didn't care for the Falcon Winter Soldier series. I'm on the opposite. I loved it from the aspects of, yo, man, when that joint came out, it was fever pitch, yo, man, being black in America, man.
Yes.
You're questioning so much. And the whole Isaiah Bradley story, I was super intrigued of. I'm like, I'm familiar, but I wasn't as familiar. When that came out, that made me go, I want to research more on Isaiah Bradley just because of the backstory and how it so much reminds me of, what am I thinking? The Tuskegee.
The Tuskegee experiments
and everything. That made me just even more dig into stuff. So that alone made me oh yeah, and to see his character and see the people from the show in the movie, it's okay, cool. But like you, I'm wondering where they're going to go with it. So I definitely get what you're saying. I'm not arguing or anything like that. I definitely understand where you're coming from. So
I would like to share with you because I recently read the comic that Isaiah Bradley, the Truth comic that
the Truth comic
he's in.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
And at the end of that comic, there's actually an atlas or not an atlas, works cited page basically. Where they tell you a whole bunch of different information about different resources and different stuff that they learned in order to like pull that information about like Black Americans who served during World War II, the experiences that they went through and they endured while in that.
Yeah.
I am wait, no, here it is. Yeah, there's a couple of I got them right here. There's a couple of different ones. There's like the Black Vine, which apparently goes into, let's see, Crump family and other munition manufacturers while their respective nations waged war. This theme, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Oh, it was when researching the seeds of the final solution that came upon Stephen Cole's comprehensive The Nazi Connection, Eugenics, American Racism, and German Socialism. Basically talking about how, like, a lot of the Nazis, eugenics propaganda, like, that all came from Jim Crow South.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the thing, man, because I know my family, like my grandfather served in World War II, and I'll be honest with you, I'll tell y'all this, right? Like when he passed away, he did not want to be buried in his military uniform because of how he was treated when he came back. Purple Heart got shot for America, for this country, and he came back and was still treated like a second-class citizen to the point where he didn't want to be buried in it. So that resonated with me so much. That it's like, so I'm like, I'm in off just Isaiah alone, and of course Anthony Mackie, of course Sam Wilson, like how to balance that line, right? So, but yeah, and it's dropping Black History Month, February 25th. So it's, man, this is I'm looking forward to it, but like you though, I'm wondering where they're going to take it and where the story is going to go. So one thing I'm remiss about. One thing gotta mention. What's up? The fact that fucking Captain Israel is still in this fucking movie. The Israeli superhero that they introduced is like still in this. I'm just sort of like, guys, I know that is like it's too late to do reshoots and any of that stuff, but maybe if you're trying to do something like this, maybe it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. I feel you. It's tough. It's a gamble, man. But we're waiting. Of course, you're definitely gonna get our review for it when it drops February. It's close to that'll be close to my birthday too, so I gotta go check this out, man. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where they take it. But last but certainly not least, though, we went from the patriotism. Now we're gonna go to the essence, man. We're gonna get into Gladiators, man. Gladiator 2, which I was like, oh, they are making a second Gladiator, and this one got your boy, Pedro, the daddy to a lot of people.
Mr. Fantastic indeed.
And it has my boy, the GOAT, Denzel motherfucking Washington in this. So you already know I'm there. I'm seeing it. I don't care what it's about. Denzel in it. I'm checking it out. You ready to check out the trailer?
All right. Let's go.
Let's go.
I remember that day. I never forgot it. That a slave could take revenge against an emperor.
Where were you born?
I don't know. I never knew a mother nor a father.
You will be my instrument.
Who are you?
Did you hear that crowd? The greatest temple Rome ever built. The Colosseum. Because this is what they believe in. Power.
General Acacius, there are victories yet still to come.
Rome has so many subjects, she must feed them.
They can eat war.
The arena turns slaves into gladiators, then gladiators into free men.
You have something in you. I knew it from the start.
Did you now?
Rage. And rage is your gift.
This is about survival! Survive! Hold together, and when it charges, break for the wall.
head could I give you that would satisfy this fury?
The entire Roman armies.
Too much.
The general will do.
Rome must fall. I need to only give it a push.
We make it out alive. Alright. Hands on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Colosseum doors.
This ring belonged to Maximus. Now I give it to you. What is the dream of Rome? That people are not free.
I was owned. Now I will control an empire.
I will not waste another generation of young men for their vanity.
Strength and honor!
This how Rome treats its heroes! Hands on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Colosseum doors. The gods have spoken!
All right, Gladiator 2. How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Okay, all right. Yeah, let's go. It's good. No, I will say I was actually shocked of how fucking amazing this trailer looks.
Yeah,
Geez, I haven't even I'll go. I haven't even watched the first Gladiator movie. I've always heard of it. I've never actually sat down and watched it.
Okay.
Seeing this trailer made me like, I want to watch the first one and immediately go to see this movie because it legitimately looks really good. It looks really solid. Oh my God, the use of practical effects.
Yeah,
the
man.
Staging it looks so beautiful.
Ridley Scott, man.
Yeah. God, okay, you know what, man?
I'm telling you, man.
These historical dramas coming.
Oh my goodness.
No, it looks good. It looks like everyone's going to be pulling their A game as actors. Like Denzel Washington.
Come on, man.
Fucking looks amazing.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, man, I'm like, if he's in it, I'm watching it, yo. I'm like, it's so interesting too because you could kind of in a way you can see the parallels to like, okay, Rome has to fall, and some are saying that like we're living in our own version of Rome, if you know. So, but yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to it. The first Gladiator I seen, it's been a minute though. It's been a while, so that is a good idea though, man. Like, right, it's coming out November 22nd, so maybe double feature it. You know what I'm saying? Right before you go check it out, check out the first one, and then check this one out. This one definitely looks interesting, and you know what I'm saying, looks like Denzel. I think he's playing a villain, man. It feels villainy. But, it's definitely going to be one of those where I'm like, I see where you're coming from. I relate to you.
Yeah, he's got a Count of Monte Cristo vibe of revenge about him. Like, I'm gonna use you as my instrument. You're gonna help me out with this.
That smile, that's a villainous smile that he got right there. I know Denzel smiles, man. When he has that particular smile where it goes up a certain height, I'm like, ooh, yeah, that ain't.
It's like a certain level past the cheekbone. Yeah. Like the Grinch's smile.
Exactly. That Grinch smile. I'm like, oh yeah, you won't mess with that. You won't mess with that guy right there. But yeah, looking forward to that, and definitely gonna get a review from me on that one for sure. All right, and then and again, we made reference to Beetlejuice 2, the official second trailer drop, and Stranger Things season 5, man. Definitely looking forward to Beetlejuice 2. I seen the trailer, the official trailer 2 before we started recording, and I'm like, all right, like you're getting me a little bit, getting me a little by little along the way, and Stranger Things, of course,
right? Yeah,
everybody and their mama gonna be watching that one. So
is Alec Baldwin in Beetlejuice 2 yet?
Oh, I know. Right,
I hope not.
I know right now he thanking the gods.
Bodies dropping.
Jesus. Yeah, so I don't think he's in this one. I don't think. But yeah, so hey man, definitely let us know your thoughts on all of those trailers. Are you excited? Are you kind of, let us know, man. Comment. And yeah, man, let us know what other things you want us to react to, especially because trailers be dropping all the time. And by the time this issue drops, hey man, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of big stuff happening because we got Comic-Con coming up. So, hey, be on the lookout, man. Be on the lookout. And by the time this issue drops, we're going to be a couple of days out for Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah.
So definitely, get ready, man. Get hyped, man. It's going down. Other than that, though, hey, as always, make sure you follow us at the comic section so you stay in tune on all the latest news, trailers, and whatever drops. You'll definitely know where the place to go to check that out. And finally, last but certainly not least, before we end out in another amazing issue of the Comic Section Podcast, we have reviews. And I will say my review, I'm waiting until next week because by the time this drops, I would have seen the finale of The Boys.
Hell,
you know what I'm saying? I got one more left, and I know it's out right now. I'm staying off social media, anything Boys content. I'm muting. I don't want to see nothing. I seen like a photo of they changed the title of the last episode. And that's all I saw. I don't want to click nothing else. I just saw that little glimpse. I'm like, okay, cool. They didn't reveal nothing, but I'm super excited. So
all right,
be on the lookout for my review for that next week. But Rigel, you said you had two things you wanted to review.
I got two things I want to review, and I will say I've also been watching Star Wars Acolyte, but I haven't watched the final episode for that because same thing. It came out this week, but I haven't had a chance to watch it, folks. I've been fucking busy.
There you go, busy man.
But I will say I got two other reviews I want to share that recently went through, and one of them is for a video game that I played recently. Okay. Some of you may or may not have heard of it, but I wanted to share it with y'all because it was a weird fucking trip. I had a great time with it, and it's a video game called Lies of P.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
No. Lies of P?
Let me educate you a little bit on the lies of P, my friend. Let me get the P ready for you.
Oh,
ready?
shoot.
You ready for this P?
Well, I mean, or at least you're warning me of the P, so I know when the P's coming.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
The P about to come.
I'm going to let you know when the P's coming.
All right, cool.
I'm not one of those guys that's just going to let the P come without giving you a heads up.
Please give me a heads up.
I'll give you a little signal.
All right, cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Little tap on the shoulder. Listen, hey, just so you know.
The P's coming.
The P's coming.
Oh man.
P's coming. Open up.
All right. See, we were rolling, and then you took it across. Okay, cool.
What do you mean? No, I'm just talking about the P, baby.
I know
you know what that P stands for?
What does that P stand for?
Pinocchio! That's right. This is a fucking Soulsborne video game.
Okay.
Inspired by the Tales of Pinocchio.
All right, wait. When you say inspired by the Tales of Pinocchio, are we talking about the Disney version or the legit,
the real version
before the Disney
Pinocchio?
Oh,
yes.
shoot.
Pinocchio, where in this world you are a robot boy, in a kind of like steampunky Victorian setting almost.
All right.
In a world that has like all these like little mechanical marionette puppets that like do the bidding of their owners and their masters.
Okay.
But then one day a giant puppet frenzy happens where all the robots like rise up and start like murdering and butchering everyone. And you are the one robot, the one puppet who has not been succumbed to the frenzy.
Okay.
And you're the only puppet out there who can lie. Because it's like part of like, how there's like the sci-fi like laws of robotics where like a robot can't hurt a human, that sort of thing.
Right, yeah.
There's the sort of thing where like those rules are programmed into them.
Okay.
But one of them is puppets can't lie. But you're the one that you can fib a little bit. So there's there's certain options in the video game where you're given a choice at certain points on whether or not you can present the truth to someone or you can lie to someone in a situation. And lying to someone in a certain situation could actually be better in the long run because it could present you in a situation where like if you actually told them the truth, like there's a side mission, not to get like too dark, but there's a side mission where like there's a mother about to succumb to this petrification disease because there's also a plague going on in this cyber day. They didn't have enough problems. There's also a plague
you got a plague going on too, man.
There's a plague going on, and you at one point you got to go on a side mission to like try to find this mom's baby before she completely like loses her sight and succumbs to this disease. You go to the place where the baby's supposed to be, find out, oh well, everyone's dead.
Yeah,
but you find a doll there.
Yeah,
and you're like, we could give this to her and say that this is her child, or tell her the truth and let her know her child's dead.
Damn,
and you're in prison with that information of like, okay, do you actually just tell a lie, but like make this woman feel comfortable in her last moments? Because like she's blind at the point that you get there with the doll. So it's like, she's not going to know the difference.
Not going to know the difference. Okay.
Or do you tell her the truth and make it the last moments of her life on Earth a living hell, you know?
Damn.
And yeah, it's that sort of thing, all while being a Soulsborne like video game, which is like, you know, those famous like Dark Souls video games where like they're super tough, super unforgiving. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this game, I thought for a moment that I was doing pretty well. I was kicking ass and taking names because I'm not a noob to the Soulsborne. So I've played all the Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
I've beaten, I believe, Bloodborne and Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice. The Shadows Die Twice for me, bitch.
Hey, that's right.
I'm just joking. That game kicked my ass. Kicked my ass.
Hey, man, can't get it all the time.
What is that fucker? Ishin the Sword Saint, the final boss in that. Just saying the name gives me PTSD. But regardless, so at first I was doing pretty well. And then you started to come across bosses in the games that you're just like, what the fuck were they thinking? Like, what kind of steroids do I have to be on in order to like get my fingers to move in the right way to like dodge and parry in the right time? There's some bullshit mechanics going on.
Okay.
There's one or two bosses that are like, okay, you can do this one like status effect attack on me that not only poisons me but also ruins my weapon's durability too.
Oh man!
So my weapon can break while fighting you.
Yeah,
I don't love that.
I'm saying
that's bullshit to say the least. But end of the day, this was like, it was really fun. It was a really creative game. It was like an interesting little take on the tale of Pinocchio, and like how it all played out. It is hard as shit. Like, again, this is coming from someone who has played all those games. Like, it wasn't like too overwhelming. There were certain points where like I felt like I was managing the game very well. And then there's certain points where like, okay, this is just blatant bullshit. Like, there's one or two bosses where you're just like, so you just wanted to screw me over. And that's it.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking at you, green monster of the valley, whatever the fuck your name was, the swamp green monster thing. Fuck you.
Damn.
Fuck
So is this like on like PlayStation, Xbox?
Yeah, it's
PC?
on PlayStation. I was actually able to play it because it's on Xbox Game Pass right now.
Okay.
And you can get on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox. It's a fun time. If you have Game Pass already, recommend playing it if you haven't done it already. Yeah, no, it was a fun little interesting game. I'll go ahead and tell you guys this too. And if you do play this game, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this now, okay? Lie as often as you fucking can. All right?
Okay.
Because the ending got ruined for me. Not necessarily ruined, but like I saw like one little clip it video because like, you know, you look up videos like help you figure out what's the strategy to help me like beat this one fucker. And like eventually get like other videos in your feed that like suggest like saying, and there's like one that kept popping up with like why you should never lie and lies a piece. So like, oh, should I not be lying? I guess there was like a few moments where I started to like tell the truth to certain characters. Like, okay, there actually is like some reward and benefit to telling the truth. And then it turns out like the best/true ending in the game you only get if you lie a majority of the time or all of the time in the game. And I'm like, you fuckers! You fuckers! You stole that from me!
Man!
I have to replay the entire game.
That's how they get you.
Just to get that. No, I'm not doing that. Bump it.
Get you, man.
So don't make that mistake. Lie, folks.
There you go.
Lying is good.
That's right.
Lying is good.
Let them know, man.
So says me.
Yeah.
The man who's excited for Nosferatu to eat baby Jesus this Christmas season. Lie as often as you want and have gay sex on the barn, baby. That's what this is. That's what we're all about, folks.
You know, just don't tell the whole truth. Can't you like, you know, not tell the whole truth? Is it got to be like just all lie? You can't do like half truths? Because, you know, there's ways you could kind of, you know, finagle that.
Oh, yeah, you can certainly get away with that.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, well, I didn't just
I'm lying. You shouldn't You gotta just lie to the face.
Just gotta lie. Just gotta straight up lie. Damn. All right. Okay.
But yeah, so that was a fun time.
Fire.
And then another little an older movie that I watched recently that I wanted to share real quick. So it is a Japanese movie you can watch on Peacock, and it's called Pulse.
Pulse.
And this was a movie that it was on my radar a minute ago. A while back, there was a YouTube video that I watched that was analyzing the scariest scene in cinema history. And I'm like, okay, interesting. It's like a video talking about how there's this one particular scene in the movie where something happens.
Okay.
And just how eerie and unforgettable. After watching that video, I was like, oh, that is a jarring scene, actually. And then I actually watched the movie. I was like, oh, this is a deeply disturbing film.
Oh.
So it's a Japanese horror movie.
Okay.
Made in 2001. And the premise is that basically there is it very much tackles the subject of suicide in Japan and how that's something that's very much an epidemic in Japanese culture. They are more open about it and discussing about just how often suicide rates are.
Yeah.
And this movie begs the question of what if suicide, what if the person that when they died, they truly never went away? And every time you see them, and even there's a particular CD internet aspect to it too, because it's when the internet is brand new and everything.
Yeah,
where this video starts to play and you start to watch the video, and then you get infected by the suicidal entity, and then you basically eventually fade away to nothing more that you are just a black spot on a wall.
What?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. You don't even there's a few characters that you see, commit suicide. But there's a few that they don't even do that. They just become shadows on a wall.
Jeez.
And that's how they pass away. And it becomes not to give away the whole movie, but it becomes a thing that it first starts off with just these handful of characters and what they're going through, and then it turns to oh no, this is spreading all over the fucking world.
Damn.
Yeah. And it was the scene in particular that the reason why you should watch this movie is there's one scene where one of the main guys, he's just he just went into a place where one of their friends took their own life. And then shortly after, he sees this little note saying don't go into the forbidden room or whatever. So of course he's a dumbass. And
he gonna go into it. You gotta,
it's this entire room that's completely duct taped up.
Yeah, please stay out. I gotta go in.
And I go in. And he goes into this room. At first there's really nothing there. And then the music changes slightly to this woman's voice singing in the distance.
Oh, hell no.
And then you look around and you just see this pale white figure.
Oh, God.
Standing there absolutely still down the hallway.
Yeah.
And she just so gently takes a step and slowly starts walking towards this guy.
Jeez,
just very gently, but then does this slight little tumble in the middle of it, and then gets back up and starts moving directly to the point he cannot escape. She is just barging towards it. Yes.
I'm
all he can do is try to run away, and it is that moment of what the fuck are you gonna do in that situation?
Man.
She's blocking the only exit that's there, so it's
so she in the way.
She's in the way. Yeah, you can't get past that bitch.
Hey, man, you better, bro.
Yep.
Man,
it is.
Turn yourself into a running back, man. Be hey, you know what? Head down, we going. You know what I'm saying? Hey, whatever happens, happens.
Move out of the way.
I'm serious. You get ran over, I'm about to run through you. Literally. I don't care. I'm getting through this door. Wow, that's scary, man.
So it's a confusing movie.
Okay.
And again, obviously, if you are sensitive to that kind of subject matter, it might not be the best movie for you to watch. You definitely want to be like in a good mental state whenever you're watching it. But it actually is like a genuinely like creepy and terrifying movie.
Okay.
And it's honestly like stuck with me. Like I loved watching it. 8 out of 10. Good stuff.
Oh,
good
fire.
Stuff. Yeah.
You know what? And I may go check it out because I'm so tired of it. Now, you know what? I don't have a review, but my homeboy went and saw Long Legs.
I've been meaning to watch it. How was it?
He said it was cool.
Oh.
Not like, but he got caught up in this whole horror, like, oh man, the greatest scary movie.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Man, but I mean, it's not bad. He said it was a good movie, but it was just like he expected more because of how they were hyping it. And I kind of told him ahead of time. I'm like, man, he was like, I know, but I'm like, yo, I don't like when they put too much of the, hey, this is it. This is 10 out of 10. This is the scariest. And, and he went and saw it. And he was like, no, it was good. But I wasn't like, oh my God. It was like, oh no, this is a good movie. But it wasn't that.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm still going to see it though. It may be that for y'all. I'm still looking forward to seeing it. It's just the fact that you said it was like, yo, this really creeped me out.
Mm-hmm.
I go by that now when it comes to horror movies. Like all this, the hoopla, whenever a new horror movie comes out, of course they got to hype it up to the most high.
People hype up horror so much.
Yeah,
nowadays.
man, just let it.
Everything's got to be like, oh, it's the scariest thing I've ever seen. It's like
3 people passed out in the freaking hallway. I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm sure it'll be,
It's exactly going on a rant, but it's exactly the same fucking thing that like was going on with Talk to Me, where like everyone was hyping up that movie and like sucking that movie's dick.
Yeah,
and it's like you watch it, it's like, okay, there's like one scene in here that's like particularly jarring, but like other than that, the rest of it's just kind of like a typical horror
it's like,
movie.
All right,
Whereas like something like this movie or like something like Caveat that I reviewed a while back, where it's like, no, those are bone-chilling stories.
Exactly. And
like,
because like you got me creeped out to where I'm like, oh, I want to see this now. And that's what I want from horror movies, man. I don't need all the hoopla. I'm sure you gotta promote it. You definitely want people to go see it. But it's like, can y'all stop with the scariest movie of all time? This is it. Like people, I'm like, man, just bring it down a little bit. It's like, hey, this movie's scary. Go check it out. I mean, I'm saying it like plain like that, but it's kind of like you say, just bring it down just a little bit, But yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And you said that's on Peacock?
It's on Peacock.
There we go. And I got Peacock, so I'm going to check that out.
Yeah. Talked about Lies of P and the Peacock, baby.
Lies of P on the
Lies
Peacock.
Lies of Peacock.
Hey, man, Peacock coming up. Peacock got some stuff going on, man. I see. Hey,
Peacock's always coming.
Yeah, they got it going on, man. So, hey, man, I'm definitely going to check that out for sure. I might check that out this weekend. That might be the plan. May do that. But I am going to check out Long Legs. Be on the lookout for my review in the next couple of days for that. And The Boys, man. I'm super hyped. But other than that, though, man, I think that wraps up another great issue of the Comic Section Podcast. And great time as always. Rigel, doing your thing as always. You know what I'm saying? You want to let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, so y'all can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at flash.photography.cause. And you can also follow my meme-tacular page at Always Sunny in Watchmen. I will be honest though, I'm actually taking a little bit of a social media break, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been great. I've been loving it. Like, I'm literally only pulling up those things whenever like I have something to post, something to like contribute.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. For
which
sure.
has been fantastic all around.
Highly recommend, man.
Yeah. Really do. But yeah, so also throwing it out there too, one place where I have been helping out and been doing a good bit of posting and helping out with is also with Leadership Dorchester. We are putting together fundraising events for a children's play area that we're hoping to create in the Azalea Park. We got a historic garden stroll coming up on August 10th and a golf tournament coming up in October. If you guys want to help us out or like donate directly to help us out with the children's park, just follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can find resources on both of those pages where you can help out and contribute with that. It's a fun little local event thing that we're putting together. And hey, who doesn't want more playground space for the kids? Keep the kids off the streets, all right?
There you go, man.
Keep them off the streets.
That's a fact, man. Get these kids outside more, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just talking to a friend of mine about that, man. Like how, like when I was a kid, yo, I stayed outside, man. Like the last thing you want to do was be inside. Inside meant you were on punishment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was, but now it's kind of like reverse now, man. Like kids don't go outside anymore, man. And I get it. All the electronics and all that stuff keeps us inside the house. But man, now I love that, man. So for all of our local listeners and viewers in the Charleston, Summerville, South Carolina area, make sure you hit that link, donate. Yep. And awesome cause, man. So for sure, definitely shout outs for that. Big time.
Yep. And then also follow my lovely fiance, Alicia-Joe, at Alicia- spelled out Joe on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as well. Then you can also, I guess, sometimes maybe follow our friend Ant on Instagram at Lucha Vandross.
Yeah.
But again, I'm going to be honest. I don't blame them for not being on social media as much because, again, I've been off of it for like about a week now. And I'm like, hey, yeah, no, there's something to this.
No, for sure.
There's some shit here going on.
You know what? Oh, my gosh, man. I meant to talk about this a little bit because you're bringing up social media. And I saw you reposted this because I saw it. Shout outs to our OG co-host. Make sure you follow Lil CO at Cut It Out Comics and Cosplay. The whole dead internet theory.
Yeah!
Man, yo. I'm a big conspiracy guy, as some of you may know, and I believe in that. I believe in that theory so much because it's kind of like it makes so much sense. If you because it is starting to go around a lot more and more people are talking about it. Google the dead internet theory.
Yep.
And just research it.
Legitimately, like looking at that and then having a moment to like reflect, and also rereading Fahrenheit 451 helped a good bit too. But yeah, like seeing that, and I was like, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. Most of my Facebook feed is just either targeted ads or recommended page follows that are like similar to meme pages I already follow, but very rarely is it actually like stuff my friends are posting now. You know, the reason why I downloaded this app in the first place
is to stay in touch with some friends, but you're seeing less and less of that. I don't even see when my friends post sometimes. I don't even be knowing until like a week later, like, oh wait, you posted this a week ago? I'm just seeing it on my feed. Like, yeah, no, that theory, no, I'm riding with that one. But yeah, again, shout outs to Lil CO, Cut It Out Comics and Cosplay. Make sure you follow them on there. Also, Comic Book John, the homie CBJ. Yeah. Follow him on social media at Comic Book John and his Bright Light Comics imprint. Follow yours truly, J Rock the Mic, on Facebook, IG, and Threads, where you can see me post just comic section podcast stuff, man. You know, I got to promote the brand, baby. So, but yeah, make sure you follow me, JROCDAMIC. But most importantly, make sure you follow the comic section on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If you don't stop,
hit it.
And of course, YouTube.com/the comic section. Continue to tell a friend to tell a friend. We are on YouTube, so check us out. Shout outs to our video guy, DeMar, doing it big. Make sure you do your thing, man. And man, tune in with us.
Check out this week's episode for a special surprise on YouTube.
No. Hey, hold on now. Wait a minute now.
Whoa. What's going on here? Goodness, my shirt came unbuttoned. Oh no.
Oh my gosh. What we doing right now?
Chest is flurry.
The chest hair is showing right now, man. So all of our audio listeners,
so scandalous,
might want to go ahead and follow so you can see what's going on with the chest hair situation.
Maybe not. Don't go seeing that unless you want to peep at my chesty hair.
Hey.
Oh,
no. That's what I'm saying, man. We might have to do a Patreon, man. We might have to do an OnlyFans. You never know, man. But again, make sure y'all follow us. And again, hit us up at thecomicsectionnetwork.com. That's the home site. That's thecomicsectionnetwork.com. You can find this episode, previous Comic Section episodes. And while you're there, hit up the merch tab. Shout out to our good folks at Exotic Enclave, where we got you with the Fire Comic Section podcast merch. Make sure you use promo code BESTFANSEVER. Amazon Prime Day just passed, but it's always Comic Section Day, man. I'm always hooking y'all up with promos. So you save yourself 15% on all the items in the Comic Section podcast store by using Best Fans Ever. And other than that, man, we're almost there, yo. We're almost at 300, man. Shout outs, man. We're coming up, man. 287. right around the corner, man. We're going to get 300, man. I'm super excited. Definitely can't wait. And again, y'all, thank y'all so much, man. For real, tell a friend to tell a friend. Again, follow us on YouTube. We're building up the YouTube page. So obviously with more video content of this episode, cool shorts, and all of that good stuff. So I'm super excited. And thank y'all, man. And other than that, I've been your host, Jason, alongside my very talented co-host,
Rigel.
And we'll catch you guys next week for a brand new issue of the Comic Section Podcast. Peace.
Go smooch a gay cowboy.
You are now tuned in to the award-winning Comic Section Podcast Network.